all familiar with swimming on the surface. Snorkelers, scuba divers, free divers. From time to time, we go to the surface and we swim there from point A to point B to rest a little bit, to relax. But is it really more efficient than swimming immersed? I would like to answer this question for you. And the answer may surprise you. Good Monday, amphinauts and DPV enthusiasts. This is Marek Swoboda with Amphi Americas, and today we'll be talking swimming immersed versus on the surface. Which one is better? Let me start with this. Most people don't realize that the submarines are faster underwater than on the surface. Why is that? Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that in competitive swimming, doing the underwater kick and staying underwater for as long as possible actually makes your results better. In the early 80s, a Japanese swimmer, Daiichi Suzuki, started experimenting with this underwater kick, and he proved that you can be very competitive with swimming underwater while everybody else is on the surface. Why? Why is that? So, in order to answer this question, I used a single paper from Journal of Biomechanics, which was published in 2016, and the link is in the description. And we'll be talking about swimmers and some experiments which were done with swimmers in mind, but they can be transferred to small submarines, DPVs, or scuba divers, free divers, and so on and so forth, because the principle behind this is the same. So let's get started. So the study was done with a mannequin which was representing an average swimmer, and it was pulled behind a boat with different speeds. And it was pulled on the surface and also at different depths. So the mannequin was able to submerge and stay at a certain depth. The biggest surprise, at least to me, was that the drag, the resistance to forward motion, was the highest at the surface. And it wasn't like 5 or 10 or 15%. It was 2.4 times more than when immersed. What immersed means? That's another question. So in the same study, people showed that in order to get rid of this humongous draft on the surface, a swimmer needs to be at least 1.8 times the depth of the chest underwater. And it also depends on your speed. Actually, it depends on a certain hydrodynamic number, which is called a Froude number, and this number depends, as you can see here, on velocity. So the higher the velocity, the Froude number goes up. So for the Froude number of 0.2, in order to get rid of this 2.4 factor, you have to be 1.8 chest depths underwater. Roughly, for an average person, that would mean probably 2 feet underwater. If you swim faster, really fast, and those speeds are comparable to DPV speeds and velocities, so for this speed you have to be roughly 2.8 chests, so to speak, underwater, which translates to roughly 3 feet underwater. So if you are that deep, then you don't create this huge drag. And one may ask why it's the case, why we create such a horrible drag when we are on the surface. Well, the answer is that if we are close to the surface, our movement can create waves. And those waves, they elevate water, a mass of water up. This does not contribute to our propulsion, does not contribute at all. It just moves this water up and down. This motion then will dissipate this energy through friction, and it will disappear without benefiting our propulsion. It's like walking or running in the sand. You can kick very hard, you can try to push with your muscles, with your legs, but you will always dissipate this energy in this friction, because here it's allowed to elevate, it's allowed to disturb the surface, and this energy, instead of pushing us forward, is being consumed to elevate water, to mix it, to dissipate in a form of turbulence. When we are deeper, the hydrostatic pressure is greater. Thus, whatever we do here cannot be translated to the surface. It's kept under this hydrostatic pressure underneath. Thus, it provides us with a better platform to push on, and this creates more efficient swimming. So remember, when you swim with your DPV, you want to surface and take a look, that's fine, but do not stay on the surface and swim on the surface if you want to save energy, your battery charge, and energy in general, because this is less efficient. If you like this video, please subscribe, give us a like, give us some feedback. We would love to answer your questions. Go to our website and see how Amphi differs from other DPVs, and subscribe for our newsletters. That would be a great way to stay in touch. Otherwise, see each other on Monday. Take care.